Good evening. Welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include: we took our cameras inside the new healthcare facility. I had an interview with Reverend Cook. Renovations are still underway on the government wharf. The area of the Fisherman's Wharf has undergone a lot of changes, and more, so please stay with us. On Friday of this past week, I had an interview with Reverend Allison Cook of the Anglican Church. First of all, Reverend Cook, I'd like to welcome you to Burgeo. What inspired you to come to Burgeo?
The Archbishop, with the approval of the vestry of the Anglican Church, sent me to Burgeo. But of all the places that were open when I was ordained, which was this summer in Corner Brook, Burgeo is the one that caught my eye and my heart. I had met some of the people from Burgeo this summer at Life to Life, a conference held in Corner Brook. And I like a town where people all know each other, where everybody cares about everybody else. And Burgeo, everyone talks about Burgeo as a super special place. And I just cross my fingers, if that's an appropriate theological phrase, I'm not sure it is, but did a lot of hard praying, because a new deacon doesn't get to say where he or she wants to go. We just wait. And this is where the Archbishop assigned me with the approval of the vestry. The other great advantage is Reverend Childs, who of course has been here for years, knows the town so well, knows the people, has taught several generations, and will be a wonderful training priest for me.
Okay, so how long have you been involved in ministry?
I was ordained last summer in Corner Brook at All Saints, and before that I was 3 years in seminary at Yale, and before that I was like everybody else. I was involved in every form of lay ministry that there is, including cooking, until they discovered how bad I was at it and sort of shuttled me out of the kitchen and whatever was needed doing. But ordained ministry since July 5th last summer.
Okay, I understand you're not originally from Newfoundland. In fact, you're not originally from Canada. Where are you from?
I'm from a little village about an hour outside north of New York City. And though the people who I work with in the parish of Flowers Cove disagree with me, we honest to goodness have roads that aren't paved because I live on one. And it's a village. About, as I said, about an hour out of New York. Most of the people who work there are commuters in the city or service.
Okay, so I guess you're sort of used to small town life.
Mm-hmm. I like it. It's the way I was raised in a university, which sounds very academic and fancy, but in point of fact, a university is a small town. And when the doorbell rang, it was the best thing in the world. You never knew who it was going to be. Was it a student? Was it a former student? Was it a parent? Was it a trustee? Was it someone just walking down the street? It was wonderful. The house was always open, and I should add, the rectory will always be available to everybody. That this is not a private operation, and I hope people realize the rectory belongs to the parish, and the parish belongs to the town, and the rectory belongs to them.
Okay, so how long have you been here in Burgeo?
4 days.
So have you had a chance to meet many people since you've been here?
Well, there's been one very major event that's been very, very special. We have had the funeral of Hazel Tucker, who died a few days ago and has lived here 40-odd years, and her family, most of them live here.
so is your husband still living in New York?
Yes, we are now running a commuter marriage. He left yesterday. He works for himself, so he will be back and forth. My son, we hope they'll be up for American Thanksgiving. Our son is in boarding school in Rhode Island, and they will definitely be up over the Christmas holidays, but we hope maybe they can get up in November as well. My husband was sorry to leave. There were an awful lot of people, Lord Skinner probably leading the batch, who really were so kind to him and so helpful, and he just liked so much, and he really didn't want to go. But he has a living to earn, too, and he has a profession to do so.
Okay, Reverend Cook, thank you for speaking with us, and I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of you.
I hope that people will feel free to drop in, and as I told you, I sat up till 2 o'clock last night watching the Burgeo Community Channel because I thought it was so interesting. So I'm very honored both to be in Burgeo and to have the opportunity to be on Burgeo Cable, and I thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. After stopping for the Christmas holidays in December of 1991, no work has resumed on the construction of the Senior Citizens Housing Complex here in Burgeo. Earlier this year, the contract to construct the Senior Citizens Complex here in Burgeo was taken away from the contractor, Young's Construction. Since that time, the contract has been re-awarded, but to date, work still has not resumed on the Seniors Complex here in Burgeo. A few people were seen at the senior site earlier this week waiting for someone to show up in hopes of finding work. However, no one was in for the senior center this past week. The new healthcare facility is really shaped up on the outside, so this week we took our camera inside the structure to see how work is progressing on that aspect of the building. Workers with Parsons Trucking were busy installing a manhole at the site of the new healthcare facility when I visited on Friday. Once this manhole is completely installed, the last section of the road leading to the healthcare facility along by the senior center can be completed as well. Paving of the road will not be done until sometime in the spring. We also took our cameras inside the new healthcare facility this past week. This is the interior of the section of the building towards the seniors complex. This is the area of the building which will house most of the maintenance equipment as well as the electrical equipment, etc. The walls in this section of the building are done inside with brick as well as the outside walls. This area will house the main electrical panels for the healthcare facility. I spoke with one of the workers on the electrical aspects, and he told me that they hope to have the panels hooked up and the heaters and everything operating by the 1st of November. It appears as though there are more walls up now since we visited last. Also, most of the windows have been installed in the building. Also, several glass windows, such as this one, have been installed in the interior of the building. Also, in addition to the main fuse panels, there are also a number of other fuse panels throughout the new healthcare facility. This is inside the waiting area of the new healthcare center. From outside, most of the top two layers appear to be glass, but as you can tell from the inside, in actual fact, the top layer is not glass. Most of the ductwork also seems to be installed in the building. As well, all of the wiring for the building has to be run inside these metal pipes that you see in the roof. Everything from the light switches to the TV cable to the telephone wires have to be run inside these pipes. Most of the area on the back of the new healthcare facility has been landscaped. This is one of the chronic care rooms in the new healthcare facility. Each of these rooms has a closet and a bathroom. Today, developers have made a lot of changes in the area of the bait depot. The inshore fishermen now have lots of room to do repairs to their fishing vessels, since the residence of Gertie Parsons was removed and the area was backfilled and leveled. Also, the shed in that area was moved to one side to make more room. Workers are now busy doing some work on renovations to the actual wharf itself. This past week, work got underway on the landscaping of some of the grounds of the Federal Building. The area in the rear of the Federal Building was dug up to install a drainage system to direct water away from the basement of the building. Also, the bog in the rear of the building was dug away, trucked off, and it was replaced with fill. Also, some upgrading has been done on the water drainage system in the front of the Federal Building. The parking lot in the rear of the building will be repaved. Also, the east end of the parking lot will be paved as well. Work has been underway to do some repairs to the government wharf here in Burgeo for some time now. Most of the repairs are being carried out on the front edge of the wharf. As you can see, the whole front of the government wharf has been redone with cement. New bolts have been put in to anchor the bumpers along the edge of the government wharf too. As well, a section of the wharf near the ferry terminal was completely done over. This has caused a bit of inconvenience as the freight boats and coastal boats had to tie up at the ferry terminal. However, work on this project appears to be closing up. Community events. The Lioness TV Bingo held on Wednesday night was won by Sheila Oxford. The Ground Search and Rescue will be having a TV Bingo on Wednesday night. Cards are $1 each or 6 for $5 and can be purchased in most stores around town. Please support the Ground Search and Rescue by playing TV Bingo. The Burgeo Diversification Development Committee is in need of a secretary. If you have some experience in this field and would like to volunteer, please call OWN at 886-2830. Also, anyone else willing to help can call. The FFAW is offering a lifeline course to the inshore fishermen during the last week of October and the first week of November. This is a 2-day course dealing with safety and emergency first aid. Any inshore fisherman interested in taking this course or needing more information can call Bill Bowles at 886-2718. Dr. A.Z. Abdeen, ophthalmologist, will be holding a clinic at the Burgeo Hospital on Saturday, October 24th and Sunday, October 25th. For an appointment, call 886-3356. The Anglican Church Morning Choir is presently looking for new members. Choir practice is held on Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Anyone wishing to join can call 886-2554 or any of the choir members. There will be a meeting for all parents who are interested in the preschool program at the A.J. Matthews School Library on Monday, October 19th at 8:30. Please make a special effort to attend. Canada Employment Outreach would like to remind those individuals who had expressed interest in the full-time day adult basic education program but were not accepted into the program that the West Viking College is about to set up a night course at the United Church Hall for adult basic education. Those individuals who had expressed an interest in our full-time program should consider this part-time nighttime program. Even though progress will be slower due to the program being a part-time course, it would certainly be a step towards your goals. Fees for this program are as follows. Level 1 and Level 2 are $1, and Level 3 is $31. If you are interested, you should contact Darrell Wheeler of the West Viking College, collect at 643-7739 or 643-7749. RMHA, the Honorable David Gilbert, will be in town on Monday and Tuesday. He will be at the Town Hall at the usual times for anyone who would like to speak to him. Well, that's it for tonight's program. On behalf of BBS and the BBS volunteers, I'm Dave Cooper. Have a great week. Good night.